Coming around the back side here, in 215 we designed this screen deck so that it can have rotation all the way from 50 degrees all the way back to about 25 degrees with deck compression. That's really important because no two materials screen the same. If you're screening sand, it's going to react differently on the screen deck, travel at a different speed, versus using soil or gravel products, or if you're screening woody debris for landscape material. Everything screens and travels at a different speed. So you really have to be able to adjust your slope of your screen deck to be able to suit that speed to get the best production and quality, because it's a balance between the two. There's no doubt about it. What's really nice about this machine, again, I come back and I reiterate, we got these 3/8 thick steel plates up top here. You can come in with your bucket, put pressure on this deck with your bucket, bring it down to the a lesser slope. The material comes out onto the screen deck. You're still sitting in your machine and you have full view of what's happening on this screen deck. A lot of the other ones, when you pour it in, you can't see what's going on because it's only got a 22-degree slope. You can either see materials falling through or it's not falling through. You can't see where it needs to be or how aggressive you need to be feeding the machine. So when you're coming in with the bucket, you're pouring it in here, you're seeing it spread out on the deck. If it comes out and sits, you bring your deck up a little bit and you can watch it kind of take off and flow out over the screener. If the stuff is really wet, you need it to move quicker, because if you leave it sit in that one spot vibrating, it brings the moisture to the surface and starts to stick to the wire. So the ability to tilt our deck in 215 has been a really big improvement to both the quality of the product and that hourly production. We've had just many customers tell us that that tilting screen deck is a huge feature for us on our new machines. It's easy to do. There's 6 bolts on each side. You come around to the outside here, you loosen up these 6 bolts, which I'll show you here in a little bit. We'll loosen these off and I'll show you how much tilt we have. Anyways, you loosen these off, set the deck where you want it, tighten the bolts back up on each side, you're ready to go. You still have that 10 degrees of basic spring rotation in our cantilever deck system, so that you can get it kind of where you want it, and then as you're feeding the machine, you can manipulate it from there to get that perfect slope as you're doing your job. Again, these things here, they're tough, they're aggressive. Like I say, we got 3/8 plate up here. You can come in and just lay your bucket right on that. A lot of the other machines, they're just 1/8 plate up there, so you don't dare want to start touching it with your bucket or you're going to start tearing stuff off or bending it up. These here, it just don't matter. Just come in here, lay your bucket on there, take your screen deck back, pour your material out. You can whack it a couple times if you want. It allows you to just have a good industrial machine that you can just get the material through and get that production and get back to doing something else.